What's up, guys? Welcome back to the back nine. I know that I've posted this a couple days later than the first one. I was out of town this weekend hanging out with family, so I wasn't able to get it edited and all that kind of stuff. But it's up right now, back nine of, I think, maybe my third practice round out at Winthrop Gold. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. If you guys haven't seen the front nine, go watch that. But let's get into it. So back at it here. We are currently +1 heading into the back nine here. Holt in, you just take an overstable mid, or you can throw a putter, whatever. There's no real need to pick off a lot of distance here. You're playing positional golf at this point, not distance golf. You want to land up on the left side, give yourself a nice look into the pin here. It's about 305 to the pin from here. I end up taking my Raider, throwing it down there. It's been my play every time that I've played this hole. Just throw the Raider nice and straight. You can see it flip up just a little bit because of the wind, and then it's going to push down to the left. We came back and played this hole because Joseph from another round came and joined us shortly after this. We came back and played this, and I parked it and landed on the bricks. It skipped up onto the bricks, and I was like, okay, I'd love to do that during the tournament. But this is not a gimme putt right here, especially on an elevated basket. You can see the skies. It was a really windy day. You can see how much those clouds are moving and everything. So I'm happy that I was able to capitalize on that one. That's going to give us a birdie and put us back to even. Now here, this was not a good throw. I don't know what I did. I threw my bounty and I just threw it on a hyzer. It was just not good. But now I know that I do not want to come over here. So I threw right here and came up short, y'all. I came up short by I don't know how much it was, but y'all can see the flags ripping and the trees ripping. I've seen some comments where people are like, this guy's blaming the wind too much. If you're saying that, you've clearly never played in wind, because pros talk about wind all the time. It is a very significant thing that affects your discs in lots of ways that you don't imagine. So had to throw again from the line, get up to this point, and then throw this up here, and we end up getting a bogey on this one from this position right here, which was still kind of a scary putt. Why don't you guys comment down below the windiest place you've played? For me, it was DDO. Like, this doesn't even compare to when I played at DDO. It was crazy. But now, this hole right here, the whole goal is just to get down there, rip it as straight as you can. No look at birdie on this hole for me. I just don't have the distance. So getting down there on top of the hill is ideal for me, because from there, I can throw up to the left and just be in a good spot to see the basket and approach from there. And so I throw my Grace on too much of a hyzer. I don't throw it flat enough because I was afraid of the right side, which I shouldn't have been. It's not going to turn over. And I push a little bit too far up there to the left, honestly. Pretty close to that OB, which was a little sketchy, but ended up being safe. Taking my felon here because I know it'll fight the wind, and it still turns left a little bit, as you guys can see, but then it dives down right into the rocks. I even make a statement. I'm like, yo, that hit the rocks. And look at it. It just dug, which is so sick that those rocks are there. If you hit the bullseye on it, you're sticking. You're not going anywhere. So going to end up getting par right there. So we're at +1, holding it down. Now this hole kind of tears me up. It shouldn't, but I let it tear me up, and I don't know why. We get a not a good shot off the tee right there. Pushing myself over to the left isn't as comfortable as being in the middle. So from here, I throw my bounty, and thankfully the sidewalk is actually in bounds. The out of bounds rope is on the right side of the sidewalk, and we were lucky enough to scooch in right there. You could hear them cheering, and we were good to go right there. Now here you can see that was a super simple throw for me. I was like, I'm just going to get around the bushes and be good. And Joe was like, no, that was out of bounds, dude. I was like, what? And so it was right here, out of bounds. So we're going for this here. And it was just a dumb play. It was just a mishap on my part of not realizing how much extra room I have. My shot choice was wrong there. I needed to push it further. I had way more room to help me out. So this right here is actually for a bogey. And if I'd hit the top of the thing, I would have counted it, just like I did right there. So that ended up being a double bogey right there. So we're back to +3 at this point, or now we're 2 +3 at this point. Throw this really, really nice sapphire shot. It pushes right. Again, wind affecting it a pretty good amount. You can see my shirt in the trees, and it stood it up, which is good. I wanted it to do that, and it landed in a perfect spot. It skipped and rolled. Gave me a really, really good shot right here. to get a birdie. So that's a scary one, though. That's a really, really scary hole right there. Yeah, that's all I can say about it. It's a pretty scary hole going for birdie. So here we're throwing my Grace. I throw this one on this hole all the time. Birdied it a couple times with my same game plan. And right here you'll see I push it and it's holding pretty straight, and then out of nowhere it just dives to the left. Kyle's like, man, what just happened? So we feel like there was probably some sort of crosswind down there that ended up causing some problems, but pushed me into the trees instead of letting it land softly. So I push over here to the right side, laying at 2. I throw my Sampo here on a little bit too much hyzer. If I had thrown this a little more flat, I think it would have carried over to the left a little bit more and pushed in there. So I do give myself a look for the par here. But you can see 2 trees right in front of me, trees to the left, and then 2 trees directly in front of the basket as well, which I tried to sneak through, but ended up hitting it right there. So that's actually going to bring us back up to that +3 position, getting that bogey right there. Now here, the goal is I aim at that tree on the left and let my disc turn a little bit right. I didn't give it enough hyzer this time based off the wind that was out there. I needed to give it a little bit more hyzer so it didn't turn over as much. So that was for birdie right there. Really long putt. Just throw it up there to be safe. Those are some other guys that were playing through with us. So that's going to end up being a par right there. And so we're going to end up at +3 right there. And then hole 17 here, going to toss this out. And we went down there. Obviously, when you're not playing with the hay bales, it's hard to tell if a disc is going to be in or not. But we went down there and we were like, this is definitely in. Like the angle that came in on, if anything, it would hit. If it hit anything, it would hit the top and come down. So I ended up getting that birdie there, which brings us back to +2. And then after this, obviously going up to hole 17 here, you can see the waves coming in from the side. I showed way too much the face of that disc to the wind, and it just pushed it to the right, out of bounds. It landed, rolled a little bit, and then just dropped. So straight out of bounds, right out of the hand. Pretty frustrating situation there. I threw up to here. I don't know why I didn't film that. So we're sitting there at 3, and then throw that down to 4. And then make this putt for 5, leaving us at a +3, guys. So that's a 5-stroke swing from my other round. +3 definitely won't make it. My goal is going to be -1, and I really, really need to play safe in order to get that -1. I need to have my decision-making and everything dialed in order to hopefully have an opportunity to do that. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As per usual, I'm going to be heading out there, probably doing at least one more practice round before the actual event. Should be fun. This coming weekend, I'm playing in the Carolina Clash, which is a 3-day tournament, 1 round a day, which is going to be awesome. But then right after that, I've got qualifying. So hopefully I go through that and I feel confident. I play well. I play smart. Even though it's different courses, I practice and I get myself in a good headspace through competition going into that. If I can do that, then I really think that's going to help me play out there and just be in a good position. So thanks for following, guys. Thanks for cheering me on. I'd love to qualify. That'd be awesome to be able to share that with you guys. I think that'd be really, really cool. I know I have the abilities. I just really have to show up and play some of my best disc golf. So yeah, thanks for watching. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.